Welcome to SaTAROTday with Salon. Let's see what's in.
Alrighty, good morning and welcome to another SaTAROTday. I am Salon and I am going to pull some cards today to give us a little bit of an energy read for the next, week or so. You know, I've really enjoyed getting back up and doing these tarot readings again. You know, for a long time, I just wasn't doing them, and it's kind of back in and having a lot of fun. So today, I am actually using the Magical Hours Tarot. This is a deck that I've had for quite a while. It's written by Cecilia, I don't know if I can even see this, Lafari, maybe? Cecilia Lafari, and illustrated by Fabiana Belmonte. It's been sitting with me for quite a while, and I just haven't had a chance to really use it. It is a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, but it's really cool in that, and we'll show the box too so that you can get a look at it, but it's nature, it's time, it's how the light changes things, it's subtle differences and sensations and things. It's trying to capture the magic in moments. So it's kind of what the idea is behind the deck, and that's why it's called the Magical Hours. So it's a really cool deck, and I'm really excited to read from it. And you know, if something specifically speaks to you during a reading, then it's meant for you. You know, I believe that the universe gets its message to who it needs to get it to by getting it to where it needs to go. So if you see any or hear any noise in the background, my apologies. The dogs are running wild this morning. Our air conditioning has been out, and as you know, we are in Southwest Florida, so the air conditioner right now is struggling pretty hard to even keep us at about 78. So I've got one of those little window units going and stuff to try to cool it off a little bit. But anyway, it's already 80 outside. I think it's going to be like 94, 95 today, and so it's going to be a scorcher. So hoping that these little PTAC units, and then once I'm done with this, we're going to make sure all the blinds are closed and hope that we are able to get through. Then my friend Bubby Finn. So he does not like to be away from me, and I had his little backdoor entry to this area closed off on accident, so he was mad at me. It's okay, Bubby. It's okay. He mad at me. But anyway, you know, like I was saying, the message is for whoever the message is for. You read it the way you want to. You interpret it, much like Jung's thoughts on dreams, right? Sure, there's symbols that can help us really determine, you know, what might a dream mean. Like flying can feel like a certain thing, needing to be set free, being held back. But the only person that can really interpret a dream is the dreamer. And a Jungian dream analyst helps the person figure out what that dream means to them. That's kind of how I feel about tarot. Tarot is really interpreted by the person that is being read or hearing the reading. And so my job is to give some clear standard meanings, to give you the base symbols, and then you pull into it what you need from that. So we're going to get started with the Magical Hours Tarot. Do one more shuffle and cut, and we'll see what we get. All right. Our first card is the Four of Wands. So when we talk about cards, the fours are generally positive. They generally bring us a good message, or a message that is helpful to us. And the Four of Wands really speaks to success. It tells us about our ability to get somewhere with good hard work, and usually in our career lives, but it can be in creativity or passion projects, as we all know with the fire, and all about energy and growth from our suit here. But in this card, you see it's a lot of celebration. You know, it reminds me of the lanterns that are let off in certain cultures in Asia, where you know, you're having remembrance and you're raising things up, and so those are always done with celebrations. And you have the young girl in a interesting air balloon here that is made of flowers, and the idea is success and passing. The four wands that you see in the card are really cool because they're set up in a way that denotes structure and being held up, right? So they're squared off, which generally means that we are structured, we are secure, things are pretty set. And so the four wands really does tell us that we're going to have and get some really good, I don't know, forwardness, some good comfort and happiness coming from our areas of career or passions. And it's really about, taking that success, right? It's not just being successful or having, a positive result or maybe even a promotion, depending on some of the other cards that we pull. But it's really talking about that success and that move forward motion. So if you're having a difficult time at work, we might want to look at things that are going to lead us to a better success. And our next card. Our next card is the Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is kind of cool. So Wheel of Fortune, a lot of people will say, it means good fortune is coming your way. For me, it's a little bit different. It just means that fortune is coming. That fortune may not be in the way you expected it. It may not be, you play the lottery, you're not winning the lottery. It's like you're playing the lottery, but you find $20 on the ground. I know that's not the same, but that's the idea, right? It's unexpected success or unexpected, gathering of something. Now, the Wheel of Fortune for me is a blend, as most of the major arcana are, of all four elements, right? So it's not in a specific area, but we're going to connect it to the wands because in tarot, when we read, we connect and see trends through things. So this is a beautiful Wheel of Fortune, and it really is saying that there's a good fortune coming. So far, we're moving in a really, really great direction with this. The Wheel of Fortune can also come up if there is something that you've been working on and you're like, there's this really big issue. It's been stuck around. I haven't been able to move forward. And all of a sudden, you have a problem solution. Solution to your problem. I have not been up very long. I've been sniffing bleach, cleaning the floors, just in case we have to call the AC guy. Have a solution to your problem. And that is, again, the Wheel of Fortune isn't just like fortune's going to land in your lap. That's really not the idea. The idea is that fortune is coming to you. Fortune is a wonderful thing, right? We really, sorry, I'm getting excited because the temperature is actually dropping in here finally, down to 74. But that fortune is present and upon you. Depending on what your belief system is, fortune can be something connected to fate. Fortune can be a random. I don't believe that. I don't believe in random fortune. I do believe in not necessarily the threefold law specifically, but that we do get what we come out, and sometimes get what we give, and sometimes that karmic law isn't even in one lifetime, but a lot of times it is. So that's the idea. Look at what's around you. Look for a new solution to something. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you you're going to have the answers that you need, and you're going to find some positive movement that's really important and really needed. Our third card is actually a little different in this particular read. So still positive though. We're running a really good slide of cards here. We've got our wands and the minor arcanas and the pips. We've got our Wheel of Fortune and the majors right smack in the middle. 10, really great number for numerology, and astrology of things going well or going right. And then we have Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is a little bit different. Swords can often be opportunities and things that are kind of like coming in our way and getting in the way, but the Knight is meeting them with courage, right? Knights do that. But it is this kind of moving forward. We're talking about success. We're talking about good fortune. And now we're talking about more victory. We're winning. The Knight in this case is got their angel wings, which generally denotes, I don't want to say positivity. What's the right word I'm looking for? Generally denotes good directions, getting good directions, receiving good movement forward. And the court cards for me, like the Page, Knight, Queen, and King, they're all representative of actual entities or people. Generally you or whoever is listening to the read. So this is representing your ability to be courageous, your ability to have victory and get victory through the hard work of the wands and the Wheel of Fortune that we've got here. So things are lining up extremely well. I am interested to see if I do one clarifying card, if we are going to get something that's along the same energy, because this is very, very positive and makes me feel very good. So let's see what we get here. Thinking again about our Four of Wands is talking about this really great success, getting our status, moving forward in our work and passion projects, and our good fortune, and then our Knight of Swords of meeting things with courage and having victory. We now get the Hanged Man. Now, first thought, you might think, oh, the Hanged Man, that doesn't sound that great. If you've been reading tarot a long time, you know that sometimes cards that don't seem quote-unquote positive, I don't really believe that specifically about any card, but it denotes a need to shift a perspective. So now, as I'm reading, if you want to learn to read, this is a great reason or a great thinking spot. I have to look at the Hanged Man as a different perspective. So how am I going to bring about the wands, the Four of Wands? How is Wheel of Fortune going to smile at me? How am I going to be victorious? Well, in order to get where I need to go, I'm going to have to change a bit of my perspective or look at something from a different way. That does not mean that you have to do something different or that you have to make a different choice. It's just telling you need to consider other choices and other perspectives before you make a final decision. It may secure or solidify what you've already decided to do to solve this problem, to become victorious, to be successful. Or the Hanged Man can be like, ooh, you're so close. You're right there, but you're wrong, and you need to look at this in a completely different way and find out what it is that's going to take you to the next level. You are the only person that can decide that. So what is your first? Right now, I'm going to say a word, a phrase. You may have already thought about it, but as soon as I say it, I want you to think of the first 3 or 4 words that pop into your head. The Hanged Man. What are the 3 things that you think of first when somebody says something like the Hanged Man? You can be generic. This can be, just based on what you know of the tarot or not. But what comes to your mind? I think a lot of people might feel some negativity to that, right? Like the Hanged Man, not good. But in this Hanged Man, we're not hanging by our neck, right? We're not. This isn't that kind of a card. This isn't that. I'm upside down. Maybe kind of like Odin, searching for new knowledge and trying to force a new perspective or force a change in our mindset. So the Hangman, to me, is literally change your position. But it doesn't mean change your decision. There's a big difference there. So I might have something that's ready to go. And let me be the devil's advocate here and let me look at this from a different way. And it's either going to be like, yep, you're doing the right thing. Don't change anything. It's going to work out just like it is. And these rest of these cards will come to pass for you. Or you're going to see something like, ooh, I missed that. That's really cool. Let me tweak this just a hair and this is going to be just perfect. So today's message from SaTAROTday is extremely positive and feels good, not just because of positivity, but because we have things that are aligned. This aligned very well. We've got a good mix. I don't see, obviously, our minor arcana cards are 2 in this particular. We have 2 majors, 2 minors, which means this is trend-wise a bigger system, a bigger issue. This is something that's a larger thing for us, so think that way. And they represent a lot of the different parts of our elements. And then we have the 1 wands and 1 sword, so passion and knowledge and growth and decision-making and positive action. We don't see cups, we don't see, so our water energy, and we don't see earth specifically. So we're not going to be worried too much about emotional reactions. We're not going to bring emotions into these decisions. And we're going to not necessarily even need to stay grounded. We have to really flip around. Like that Hanged Man, he's saying it's okay to not be grounded this time. Let's float up a little bit. Let's twist it around. Let's look at this thing in 10 different ways, 100 different ways, and see where we come with that information. So with that, this was really cool. This was a very, very comfortable reading. It came really easy today. So I hope it gives you some information, some guidance. Share your thoughts. Do you read the cards differently? Do you see different meaning in them? Because remember, I might be able to give you some basic traditional and interpretive readings on my own, but they really mean nothing unless you are listening and you are interpreting what it means for you. So please feel free to please comment, please share your thoughts on the cards and the deck itself. Thanks and have a great Saturday. Have a good weekend. Have a good week.